Welcome to Columbia Diggins, 1852, full of folk music, cowboy hats, and starched dresses. There were no ovens. They had makeshift ones of fire and stone, and yet the smell of rising dough and chocolate chip still pilfers the air. And no water fountains either. It was the pump all the way through. People solely relied on their ingenuity to make the best out of rural life. And the washing machine, forget about it. It was a foreign term. Laundry composed of scrubbing some more, applying soap, squeezing out the water, and scrubbing even more. The feel of water on your skin is oddly refreshing on such a sweltering summer day. Everything was manual, and the dressing codes were different back then too. This seems like a scene splint off of Alcott's Little Woman. In truth, this was my first time handling bobble pins around clothing, as you can probably tell with my inept clumsiness. Donkeys and mules were common pack animals back in those days. They were used to the convenience of settlers and gold seekers to haul tools and food to mining camps, often kilometers apart. To this day, they still serve as emotional support furries. Cracking open walnuts is another surprisingly satisfying task that's done with fingers and a hammer. How apt these settlers were. And stirring and prodding ingredients into butter is always a zen moment. These blacksmiths harness the power of fire to meld and bend even the hardest metal to their will. Their handiwork is much appreciated both as tools and weapons if necessary throughout society. But at heart, Columbia Diggins is a gold rush town. Panning for gold is backbreaking, but definitely worth it when you land the jackpot.
This thing that I'm rocking, what might you call a thing that you rock? It's a rocker. It's so obvious. It's a rocker. Congratulations. You are now a miner. We have another name for it. We call it a cradle because it kind of looks like a baby's cradle. You rock a cradle, rock it by a baby. All right. And at the bottom of the hopper is an iron plate with holes or perforations. And that's going to let the water through. So we dump dirt in here, we use a ladle to get water, and we dump it over while somebody else rocks. So it's really a three-person operation. One person is dumping dirt, the other person is dumping water, and the third person... So why don't you rock the cradle?
Right.
Go ahead, finish it, a little harder. Pretty good. So you would be doing that for hours while I do this. And maybe you get sick and tired of that and we switch. Okay. All right? And somebody's dumping dirt in there while I rock the table. So what's happening is we're washing all the dirt through. And the dirt is going through and it's coming out this side. It's on a slant. And so the dirt is coming and it's hitting these wooden bars. I'm going to scoop some dirt, gravel. You guys have them. Okay. You don't really need a lot. The thing we do is get a little bit of water. So gather some water. I probably have too much. And we'll try to gather all the gold down in the corner. But we don't have a while, so we're going to speed it up a little bit. But once I have it all down there, I'm going to turn the pan on. Okay, so I'm getting the water on one side, but I'm leaving the dirt on the end. See how I'm facing the... Okay, so now I've got this mound of dirt, and I'm going to very gently start using the water to just sort of excavate that dirt. The lighter stuff is going to fall faster if I do it right, and anything heavy is going to kind of get stuck to the bottom of the pan. And I'm trying to make these thin layers of dirt, and I'm examining that for gold. Okay, and you can shake it a little. See when I shake it how it spreads out. And now I can look, no gold.
Education is also definitely a priority, similar to what it is now. You read, write, do arithmetic, and you gotta know your history. And this is how people used to send letters back to their loved ones, usually appended with a rough sketch or maybe even a painting of life at their mining settlement. I'm writing this and sealing this up as a time capsule. Someday, I'll break the seal and remember all these cherished memories of being whisked back into such a special time. My first time writing with a quill brush and stamping with real melted metal has got to count. A salute to those brave individuals who stepped out of their comfort zones to find treasure and gold in something much greater than themselves, paving the road for so much more to come. The past defines the future. When in time would you like to go?